Hi, my friends. Are you ready for a little holiday in July? Maybe for spooky season? In today's video, I've got 4 tips for you for upcoming Halloween. And now's the time to do it in July. Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life. At any age, always on a budget. You know I'm going to be 75 this year, and I just say it because if I can do it, I know you can do it too at any age. I have confidence in you. I want to thank all my wonderful subscribers, all my dear sweet friends that take the time to watch my videos and comment. Really touches my heart. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. You don't want to miss different themes every month. And then I do decor and table setting and paper crafts and all kinds of things around those themes. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel. Okay, my friends, we are talking about Halloween. You know, right now we're all stuck in the house because it's so hot outside. Why not work on some things for Halloween? And I've got 4 kind of things that we can do now to be prepared and have a fabulous spooky season. Number 1, pick out your theme. You know, I'm a big believer, whether it's Christmas or Halloween or any time of the year, pick a certain theme, a color theme, or something based on a movie or whatever. That way you kind of follow this theme throughout your whole party or your design or your display or whatever you're doing. It helps guide you and makes it so simple and really helps pack a punch and makes you stand out from everybody else. So my theme this year for Halloween is Halloween at the Opera, hosted by the Phantom. You know I did an LA County Fair table. I got best of show with this theme. I'm taking all the elements and I'm bringing them into my party, which stay till the end of the video because after I do my intro, I'm going to go and show you the different things I'm going to be doing. Now, it's so important not only to pick your theme. Why don't we pick 2 years in a row? I'm going to do this for Christmas also, because then at the end of this season for Halloween, you can buy things on sale that you want to do for next season. Really makes sense. You can buy napkins on sale or skeletons or whatever you're doing. So my theme next year is going to be an old-fashioned, vintage-looking Halloween. Everything in black and orange. I'm doing pumpkins and skeletons and scaredy cats and ghosts. I'm doing it all. Anyway, that's going to be for next year. So I'm kind of excited for that because I think when one holiday's over, we're kind of let down. If you have a direction and an idea for next year, you can start thinking about that and working on that. So that's my new idea, is try to pick 2 years themes if you can. And I'll tell you all about it at Christmas too. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is my party decor. I want to show you some ideas I have on party decor for my theme. Now, you're probably not doing Phantom of the Opera, so think about it in whatever theme you're going to do, if it's witches or whatever it is. So that's number 2 is a party decor. Number 3, I'm doing treat bags. You know, I'm trying to be really health conscious. I used to make my special fudge for everybody, but you know, everybody's so healthy now. They don't eat that stuff anymore. So I go to Bath & Body Works and I buy, when they're on sale, the foaming hand soaps. So I want little treat bags to put the little foaming hand soaps in. I think that's much better. Everybody loves them. You use them up and it's gone. It's the perfect gift. And then the last thing is trash to treasure I'm going to show you today. I want to show you how to take your white envelopes, you get those awful bills in, and use punches or pattern to cut things out to use for Halloween. And I want us all to enjoy fall, Halloween, of course, Thanksgiving, and getting ready for Christmas and Christmas this year. This is my favorite time of the year. But why not start in July and get some of the stuff done so you don't have to be rushed the last minute, or say, you know what, I'm not going to do that this year. I don't have time. And then you miss the opportunity to create something and give something as a gift. So without further ado, let's take a look at how I'm getting ready for my Halloween celebrations this year in July. Why not? And I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye. Welcome to Holidays in July, and we're talking Halloween. Now, all this I'm going to show you, you can redo into whatever your theme is. I just want to show you some decor, some treat bags, and a little bit of trash to treasure. You know my theme for this year, I'm going to be using things I worked so hard to make on my table at LA County Fair, is Halloween at the Opera hosted by the Phantom. You guys, you could do a party very similar to this. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's so cool. And then I'm going to show you the treat bags I made and some trash to treasure. So as far as decor goes, I'm going to be using all of my pieces from my table. I'm using the big urns with the floral arrangements in them. And just to remind you, this was my color scheme. So it was orange, red, purple with black. And this was hanging at the front of my table. So I'll put that somewhere in my house. And I don't know if you remember this. This was at the head of my table. I kept my red velvet tablecloth kind of swooped up in the front, and this caught it. It says Halloween greetings. And there's one of the masks from the Phantom of the Opera that he wore. Doesn't it look cool? I'm going to show you what I made it from. Look at that. I just bought this. You can see how cheap and flimsy it is from Michael's, okay? And it was 99 cents. You know how much I paid for that one? I think I paid $6 because I bought it online. 99 cents. So why did I buy another one? You're probably wondering. Well, I did because I'm going to be Phantom of the Opera. That's one of my costumes this year. So how do you go from this to this? Well, what you do is you have to look at the Phantom of the Opera and look at what's covered. What does the mask cover on his face? And you can see it covers the forehead. It comes away from this eye. And of course there's a hole for this eye. And it goes around his nose and mouth and comes down and kind of goes in on the side. So once you see that shape, it's kind of tricky to cut out. But again, what do I always say? Cut it out of a white piece of paper first. Now these don't look as good because they're just one-dimensional. But that's kind of the idea here. And I just took 2 pieces of foam I had left over. Now on the front porch, I'm going to have a black garland with red roses and big black bows. And I'm going to have the mask outside. And I just made an extra one. But you can make patterns off of that. But this looks so much better because it's 3-dimensional. You can see the nose and the whole thing. But if you look at that, it's basically the same thing. So you would not even have this mouth, and you only have one eye here. And I mounted it in this fancy frame with red velvet in the back. How I glued this on is I had 2 of those 1-inch squares, those little wood squares from Dollar Tree. And I put one, I think I put one here, and I put one here, and I put hot glue, and I just put it on it. I could rip it off pretty easy, but it works well. If you ever want to do this theme, make sure to tune in this Halloween and see. I'm going to have the Phantom. I'm going to have candles and candelabras and crystals everywhere. But I wanted to make it spooky. Now you see what I did on the color scheme here when you looked at my roses. I had red and orange and purple. I wanted to have those colors because the orange brought in the Halloween kind of. So anyway, decor. So I did that and I made these, and I'm going to make that into a costume. But I want to show you the treat bags I made. Aren't those adorable? Again, I take plain brown bags from Hobby Lobby or Michael's whenever they're on sale. I get them and I just glue some things on. So let's take a look here. The backdrop, which you can barely see, is music paper, of course, for music of the night. And then I did some spider web ribbon I just glued all the way around. I did some puffs of black eyelash yarn. And then I did red, I had a bunch of wrapping paper that was red glitter. I punched out some flowers, and I just took some orange pipe cleaner and just made these little rounds for the center of the flowers. And then here I added some more of the ribbon and an orange pipe cleaner corkscrew and a black one. And then for the center, I just took a piece of cardboard and I just ruffled this black crepe paper from Dollar Tree all around. Then the next layer, the red, is a cupcake liner I just smashed. I cut out of this paper, this is the paper here, the little scallop, and then I put on, and I did bump it up with some foam tape, the mask. I made 6 of them, but you can see how cute these are. I wanted to do red, black with a touch of orange, and I think they're so cute. Just sit there and do it. It's very, I don't know, very relaxing. So how did I get the little mask? Well, I made a pattern, and you can see right here, here's my little, here, let me hold it from the top. So that's my little mask pattern. So what I did is I just put it on foam and cut this out, but then I use this side. Whenever you use pen or pencil or something, you don't want it to show when you cut it out. So anyway, so I cut a whole bunch of these. So I'll probably have one of these attached to each person's glass with their name written on the little mask here. And then here's the little pinwheels I made. You can see here. Imagine these on a candle. You can use these for decor anywhere. You can just place them anywhere, actually. So, decor. So I also wanted to show you something I made for the Phantom, because it was the Phantom, the Halloween party, the Phantom Plan, was based also on the Masquerade Party, or the Masquerade part of the Phantom of the Opera. And I saw this done a long time ago at Joann's, where they put jewels for the teeth on a skeleton, and I thought it looked so cool. So what I did is I cut a hole out of the back. You can see this was the color the skeleton was. I painted it to look decrepit. I made a mask out of leaves. That's all out of leaves. And then did the little trim out of some fabric. These are jewel dyes. And I had some red feather Christmas ornaments. I had a whole bunch of them, so I took 2 and broke them apart. But this is going to sit on top, you see there, in my candelabra, and then all around it will be the candles and the crystals and all of that. But I wanted to show you that. Even if you just do a masquerade party, how cool do those look? You can make your own masks. Okay, so we have decor, we have treat bags, we have just some of the other little goodies, but now I want to talk about trash treasure, and I do have some Christmas in here too. I show this every year because you guys keep your envelopes, or you have white paper, I don't know, just keep it. Now, I did have a scrap of paper that used to have ghosts on it. Of course, I used to cut them out. But you can make your own ghost. Here's my pattern. And here's my ghost. Look how great he is. I made all different sizes. And one of my favorite things to do is Jack Skellington faces. You can make these any size. One year I will do Jack Skellington all in black and white. I'll do the whole thing in black and white. But I make these any size. You can make these as sizes of a dinner plate. And just go online. You go on there and they'll have all their faces, and just copy them. They're really easy. You're just basically changing the shape of the eyes, if you can see. And don't forget to make the bow tie out of black paper and then just put some white paint on it. But I just want to show you how spooky the bats look, the spiders look. There's something kind of decrepit about that. But don't forget to make some Christmas things. Here's a snowflake, I have a punch, I have a Christmas tree punch, and cut out a circle and make some snowmen. Isn't that adorable? That's one brown piece of white paper with some black circles cut with a paper punch, and I just cut out a little nose out of orange paper. So adorable. Oh, I'm getting ready for Halloween. It's a spooky month. It's one of my favorite months. I have so much fun, and that is the whole goal of this. Have fun with your decor, your decorations, your crafting. It's a joy and just so much fun, but I want to wish you a very happy, spooky Halloween in July. I will see you in the next video. Bye.